What the hell happened to the middle class? It's now lower. The capitalist class decided it would be more profitable if they didn't exist. Trickle-down economics was the biggest meme ever pushed onto the world. Regular citizens are constantly taxed and then given the short end of the stick through austerity measures. Meanwhile, governments continue to subsidize multi-billion-dollar companies' payrolls and C-suite executive with none of the money ever trickling down to the local economy except to the politicians. Old poor are the new middle. New poor are the tent community vagrants, squatter class, gig economy workers, indentured mortgage servitude baggies, neo-okies. Everyone but the elite will be short-squeezed into either. The neo-lower class will grow. Homelessness will become a problem until someone comes up with the idea of BAS and you pay 50% of your income a day to sleep in the bed. Middle class is a product of high taxation. They made it impossible for the middle class to survive while making it really for those people to survive. It was destroyed by the funny hat people. They all got engulfed by the low class and high class citizens. Now you're either a moneyless wage slave who invests in koi to save his life or a rich tard that exists in another plane of existence. There was never a middle class. The middle class was the result of wealth redistribution between government and unions. You don't see middle successful people in most things such as sales, the arts, etc. You see winner take all. So why would you expect free for all capitalism to lead to anything other than winner take all? Money printing means wages are constantly being devalued. You have to get a raise every year to break even. Money flows from the government into those close to the government, concentrating wealth. All the innovation and productivity improvements have been concentrated into those who receive the flow of new money from the government. The government determines who wins and who loses, and workers are losers. The established elite with close ties to the money printer are the winners. 1970/thread. 2008. Financialization, mechanization, globalization. You get 2/3 of the country living on pensions and welfare and kill demand for labor, and the financial industry sucks up all the power. The middle class is dead. There's the elites and the proles. If you don't have enough money to live on an estate with 20+ servants, you're consigned to the slums where ferals roam free. They neck themselves when they realize they just spent 2 years of their lives building this mansion for someone else and they'll never live in it. Real capitalism has never been tried. Everyone is blaming Jews, but I think it's natural for 90 to 95% to be dirt poor while the rest live decent lives. Just think about mass literacy and how it was never a thing before industrialization. The prosperity effect of industrialization is slowly tapering off as everything consolidates, and we're having a return to mean moment as irresponsible people become poor again. This prosperity has a price to pay, and that's descending into third world living standards, but without the reinforced third world communities where everyone helps each other, since everyone has been so brainwashed by individualism propaganda for the last half-century. The middle class was an aberration enabled by the post-war boom, which is slowly returning to its natural state of high and low class with nothing in between. Imagine living at any time in history other than the 20th century developed world. It doesn't exist anymore. Only way to make it is in the next bull run. After that it's over. They got cancelled for reinforcing system white supremacy or something. It was a boomer thing, and the boomers are all past midlife. Besides women entering the workforce doubling the available labor, women are also silly and bad negotiators. They either accept low pay or try to negotiate high pay when they lack anything to offer besides a vagina. They exist right up until they have kids. My wife and I live in a low cost of living area and make $110,000 a year. We're quite comfortable. When we have kids, my wife will have to drop out of the workforce, bringing us down to $60K. Working class equals unskilled, uneducated labor. For example, factory workers, servers, laborers usually pay rent. Middle class equals skilled, educated, and entrepreneurs. Middle management, for example, lawyers, engineers, doctors, small business owners, some trades. Usually own homes. Upper class equals old money, industrialists, senior leadership, for example CEOs, large business owners, usually have large land ownership and collect rent. This is how it's normally organized. The boomers were an exception in that working class income was very high and asset prices were low. The middle class still exists today and is doing fine. You probably just believe you are middle class when in fact you're not.